All right. We got everybody in the room? Yes, we do. And let's get started. So, what's up, y'all, and welcome. This is episode 18 of Design Therapy, hosted by myself, Keone Chong. And I'm here with Jose Caballer, and Mary Gribbin is here in spirit. And we just want to welcome you from wherever you are in the world to joining us in this incredible global community of creatives. Bienvenidos. Ni hao, bonjour, hola, beleo, welcome. We're really excited to have you with us. And as always, today's episode, as always, is brought to you by Core Brand Discovery Foundations. So, as your facilitators, my name is Keone Chong, and my values are of culture, fun, and synthesis. Jose Caballer, whose primary values are connection, empowerment, and clarity. And Mary Gribbin, who is here in spirit, is about love, transparency, and service. So, as always, our mission is to activate, educate, and support a decentralized global creative community in finding their purpose, growing their careers, and leading the future of creativity. Our vision is to redesign the world from the inside out, one business model at a time. This is co-creation. We are the system. So as always, we ask for you to like and subscribe so we can continue to bring you this incredible content. And now to dive into the agenda for today. We've got a drop-in, which is how we like to open the circle in the conversation. We'll do that for about 15 minutes.
I forgot to update the agenda, so let me update it right now, live
and direct
from Kingston. We are updating the agenda. What is it? Marketing automation.
Correct. So, while we have the live updates going on, we're going to dive into our download, which is going to be about setting the intention and the mindset for today's theme. Then we're going to dive into marketing automation. And we're going to talk a little bit about the basics of marketing automation. So as creatives, what should you know and what you should understand about the process in general? And then we're going to give you a little bit about our behind the scenes, because our company is diving into marketing automation. We have a marketing automation partner. We have a content partner. And we're going to talk a little bit about that process of planning and showcase that to you so you guys can get a view on what that process looks like. Then we'll dive into the upload, which are thoughts for the day. You know, what is the one thing that you learned in today's conversation that you can take home with you? And then we'll dive a little bit into the Accelerator. So we have our first cohort that just ended. And we've got a couple of those members that, would like to kind of share a little bit about their experiences and what it was like for them. And help you guys make a decision if this is, something that you may want to dive into. And then we'll end, as we always do, music and no cookies. Open conversation, just hang, chill, share the pens that you have in your workshop, talk about your fancy aprons, whatever it may be. We're here for the randomness. So let's drop in. So our drop in today is name, location, what you do, what trips you're planning for the summer, and why are you excited? I'll model that for you guys. I'm Keone. I'm currently in downtown Los Angeles, and I am a culture architect and brand futurist. What trips am I planning for this summer? So if all goes well, I'll be picking up a new motorcycle this weekend, and we've got a 4th of July ride, and we're going to go up the coast. But more than that, I'm really looking to do a little bit of like solo camping, and that's something that I'm really excited to do. Now that I've got my motorcycle, I kind of want to pop up to maybe Big Sur or Joshua Tree and just experience, a little bit of lone wolf life. And that's why I'm excited. So, would anyone else like to drop in And let's do our drop-ins by a show of hands if you can. Um, and the floor is open. So who would like to drop in? So we've got Poppy in the chat. Oh.
Okay, I'll jump in. I'll do it. So hello everyone, Papa here, in Panama City, or as I always like to say, a small paradise in Central America. I'm an artist, and this summer, like, there's no summer here. It's just rainy season or dry season. Right now we're on a rainy, really rainy season. It goes until December maybe, but one of my best friends from France is getting married in August on Mexico, so I'm really looking forward for chilaquiles, tacos, and clamato and tequila and all the Mexican love that I can get, because Mexico is really amazing country. So I'm looking forward to that.
That sounds exciting and scrumptious. Let's see. We've got Jord and Born on. Born, I think you came first. Go ahead, Bjorn.
What up, though? My name is Bjorn. Bjorn Cedric Beaton means bear in Danish. So I am a traditionally trained artist turned designer. I specialize in brand identity and logo design. I am located in Bellingham, Washington. It's up near Canada. We just raw dogged a historic heat wave with no AC. It was like 100 to 116. But man, it's like 120 up in Canada right now, and everything's on fire up there. RIP planet. So we even got fires up in Alaska right now.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. This summer, I actually just got back a couple weeks ago from Hawaii. Went to Maui. First time being in Hawaii, which is weird because I've been to New Zealand and Fiji and all these weird places, but never Hawaii. And I don't really have too much going on this summer. I mean, I'm just taking small, short trips, but I am planning a trip to St. Lucia in October. It's all booked up. Going out to meet up with some friends it's my homie's sister's 50th birthday. So she's having a bunch of people come to a resort in St. Lucia. So that's what I got going on.
Man, that's exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope.
I've got homies from St. Lucia. Like, the culture and the people. Dope.
Nice. Yeah, I can't wait. We got to get some excursions lined up, because, like, I don't know how many times I'll be able to go back. You know, I love traveling. So, like, you know, I just want to go to all the places, and, like, going back to the same place, like, repeatedly just kind of seems weird when there's all these other places I could go. So yeah, hopefully we're not too messed up on the resort the whole time, and we can get out and do something.
Yeah, man. Well, you know, travel is one of the greatest ways to expand your experiences and develop your soul, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even like eating the same thing at restaurants. Like, I'm just like, there's all these things I could try. Why would I get the same thing?
Exactly. Awesome, man. Thank you for dropping in, Bjorn.
Cheers.
Yeah, Ewart. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, everyone? And my camera is telling me that it is dying, but I'll do the best that I can. I am Ewart Jackson, and I'm currently in Merida, Mexico. Pape, if you're close, let me know when you do come arrive. Since we're in Mexico, probably just going to try and visit more amazing places in Mexico. So Mexico City, Puerto Vallarta, if I'm saying that right, Guadalajara, those are on the list. So much to see here. So definitely going to enjoy that. Oh yeah, I didn't mention what I do, which is creative direction. Nothing short of that. Did I miss anything?
Yeah. So, what plans do you have for the summer?
Plans for the summer.
What are you most excited about?
Yeah. So even though my fourth child isn't due in the summer, still gonna be around that experience of seeing the belly get bigger and stuff like that. Really trying to put down roots in Mexico. Here with my 3 other kids, wife, and everything. So hopefully get better at Spanish. Fingers crossed at that. I just have to be proactive. I got to go out in the communities and actually talk to people and not just sit home and work. So get out the house. That's the thing. Get out the house. Enjoy the country. Enjoy the cities. Enjoy the people. Enjoy the food. And and just be happy. Just be happy. Be grateful. Life is good.
Dig that, man. Thank you so much for the share, man. Cool. Get a little bit of immersion, brother. Just dive in. Go to the eatery where you can only speak in Spanish, man.
Right. That's what I have to do.
Yeah, brother. Growing up, working in my family's restaurant, the staff in the back was all Spanish, and anything I needed anything to eat or anything, they were like, "Habla mi en español." Had to figure it out. Especially when you're hungry. Tengo hambre, bro.
A huevo.
Thank you so much for the drop in, bro. Arsene J.
Yo. Arsene Savic, calling from Belgrade, Serbia, brand strategist and developer. And I want to share 2 things, although I'm not planning to travel, I think, this summer, but are connected to traveling. First thing is, I want to say to Jose that I think that in this week, I was having some dreams with you that you were riding bicycle from LA to San Francisco. And then when I saw that on your story, I was like, what? And I was, I couldn't believe what was happening. That's the first thing regarding the traveling. And the second one is, speaking of First Circle and of Accelerator, and regarding traveling, I want publicly to say thank you to Adriana for reminding me of my adventurous spirit, because after having conversation with her and thinking about and reflecting on it, I realized that I forgot having dreams to travel, and something that I'm planning to do in next 2 years. I'm hoping is having round trip around Africa. So that's for me. I'm Arsene and I'm complete.
Thank you for that, man. Shout out to the motherland real quick. Yeah, guys. Love that drop in. Does anybody else want to drop in? One more. Unmute yourself.
I think Patricia and Sergio are on the line.
Patricia. Dígame.
Oh, so I'm going to have my second shot on August, so I'm very excited about that. And I'm still limiting my movement, but today I was excited about just going out for a drive. I've been stuck here in my space for a long time. So I was driving and I really enjoy that. So I think I should do more out of the city drive. I think it's safe just to protect those who are not vaccinated yet. So I'm very careful about that. And yeah, and I think Porsche and I are going to do a mountain trip sometime in the next 2 months or after our shot. So it's our first out of town trip and seeing the nature. And yeah, just grateful for that and excited about spending more time with family, because I haven't spoken or haven't had proper dinner with our family in a year. So like seeing them in person, it's always online. So I'm excited about that too.
Thank you so much for the share, Patricia. Sergio, and then Katarina.
I want to drop in too afterwards.
Oh yeah,
I have a picture to share.
So Sergio here from Buenos Aires, Argentina. I'm a brand strategist. Today I'm a brand strategist. Tomorrow I don't know what I will be. And I'm excited for 2 trips. It's not summer for me, actually it's winter here in Argentina. And I want to go to Bariloche. It's like a beautiful tiny town. It's like reminds me of Sweden because it's a lot of snow and beautiful tiny houses. I want to go there. I think if everything's fine in August, I'm going to be down there. And I'm also going to a place called Tandil, and I'm excited about it because I grew up in a valley and I missed like seeing mountains and all of that stuff, and I want to get out of the city, so I'm very excited for this winter. Yeah, I'm Sergio and I'm complete.
Thank you for that, Sergio. Sweden. I have a friend in Sweden. I haven't talked to her in a while. Maybe I should reach out. Sweden's beautiful this time of year, I've heard. Katarina, ¿cómo estás?
Oiê!
Oiê!
Boa tarde! So, I'm Catarina. I'm from Brazil. I live in the capital. I am an advertising student and enthusiastic of a lot of stuff. I'm trying to study brand strategy and getting so excited because there are so many things to study and I'm like, oh my God, everything is so amazing. And I love this community because it showed me a lot of stuff. And about the vacation, here is not summer, it's winter, so it's pretty cold. I'm actually using like a really big coat because I'm not used to cold. But maybe I'll travel to Sao Paulo and visit my grandparents. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see them. I'm not sure because things here in Brazil are kind of bad, but yeah, I hope everything turns well.
Nice. Awesome.
And I'm Katarina and I'm complete.
Jose, you wanted to drop in, right?
Yeah, go to the next slide and oh, we're not sharing right now, but I just posted I put some pictures into our deck of my journey. So I took a trip up PCH. I hadn't done it since I was 23. The first time I did the middle of California was when I was in college, when I was at Art Center. And I'd been to Reno a few times, but I just thought it would be great to like have some road meditation is what I call it. Like where you're just writing and all you see is the horizon and the past is behind you, the future is kind of like not there yet, it's there, and writing. And for me, it's about mood. Mood is fast is smooth. Like there's no hurry, there's no like, competition, there's no proving anything. I just want to like have the feeling of being safe at all times, right? Like I'm not going too fast so because I want to have fun, or I'm not going too slow because sometimes I like will accelerate, but it was a really fun journey. It got really cold up close to San Francisco, as Mark Twain said, the coldest winter he ever spent was a summer in San Francisco. The last 10 minutes of the ride getting into Mill Valley to Mary's neighborhood were like cold and like drizzly, and I couldn't see anything, and it was foggy, and it was like landing a ship in like the middle of like so yeah, Mill Valley was super drizzly, but it's really nice now. And here I am and I'm very grateful to be in nature and to be away from LA for a little bit and clearing my head with the journey. So this is it. I am Jose Caballer and I am complete. Oh, there are the pictures.
There's a couple photos. Nice.
Yeah. The California coast is just like the most amazing, and just that rattle and hum of the Harley is just like, yeah.
Sweet, awesome. Thank you so much for the drop in, Jose. Let's dive into the download now, and let's talk a little bit about this. So the quote was like this: "Life is a journey. Enjoy the trip. Aim for the sky, but move slowly. Enjoy every step along the way. It is all those little steps that makes the journey complete. The journey is a reward." Now, Jose, you selected this. Do you want to talk a little bit about why you selected it?
We set objectives and we set goals, and we have a lot of stuff to do, and we get really busy, and sometimes it's easy to forget that it's not about the destination. It's just really about enjoying every step, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether you're, a lot of times my happiness depends on whether I'm where I want to be. And I'm beginning to learn that, and somebody told me this on Sunday night, the journey, it was like in a 2 a.m. meditation almost. On Sunday I did ceremony in Pinga, and it was super powerful. But then that evening, kind of had the conversation with somebody, and they said something really interesting, which was, here in LA, or I'm in San Francisco right now, but in the Bay Area, but we're always in a hurry. Like, we want to get to that next thing. We want to finish this thing. We want to, for me, it's remembering that what gives me pleasure is the connection. What gives me joy is the community. What gives me satisfaction is not the completion, it's the process, but not the process, really more like how we do it, right? Like the creativity of it, the experiential aspect of it. And I think that's why a lot of us come here, and why a lot of us enjoy this community. It's not because of what we're doing, it's simply how we're doing it. So it's a reminder for the summer. It's a reminder as we get busier and as we get more things on our plates, to really just enjoy the journey and prioritize and take our time and take care of ourselves and take care of myself, and connect, and not lose connection while this is all happening. So I don't know, let's flow. Let's have Pape, let's have you, Keone, let's have everyone else share what it means to them.
What the download means to them. It's open, y'all. If you'd like to share.
Yeah, so this one hits home. Like, as you know, for me with Psychotropic, it's also like this: life is a trip, enjoy the ride. It's something that, and I will turn 31 in the 23rd of July. And actually today, someone asked me on Instagram, like, what has been like my biggest struggle, and it just made me like reflect on how life just happens, and I guess that my biggest struggle on the ride was feeling as I feel today, like owning my voice, owning my story, owning my fuck ups and my wins, and it's been the topic, like, also around the week, like yesterday talking with Bobby and Dexter, we was like really talking about the struggles that, like, of coming out of entrepreneurship, and it's been quite a ride that I wouldn't change any turn in my life. Like, I have enjoyed every single part of it, every single challenge of my life. I've grown from all of like I haven't struggled like in a big way, but mentally it was super hard for me, and I feel like coming out of that mental struggle, it's like it feels so amazing because I can really now appreciate like this moment and simple stuff in life, like you know that those moments where you're truly present, like, and it feels like cold but warm and it's so loving. I really enjoy that, and also being here feels like that. As I always said, it feels like grounding. And this week, the community has really helped me move forward, just with my work, because I have a lot of work to do, and it's nice to have these moments to just chat and be human. So I'm thankful for that. Thank you for being how do you say it? I think Jose said it on the core, like for being partners in this ride. Like we're all in this together in this Earth ship. So thank you for being a co-traveler with me.
Indeed, man. Thank you so much for sharing that, brother. York, what's up, bro?
Yeah, like Pape said, just gonna resonate that this one hits home. Yeah, it's crazy how I am aware of this. I'm a big fan of The Alchemist. That's my favorite book. That book has gotten me to where I'm at. But it's just so easy to get swept up because I've been traveling with my family since like 2017, and I recently like left my job and everything, and like I'm just sitting here like, okay, I'm out of the country, you know, there's no safety nets or things like that. It's all like the effort that I put in, and I would sit at this computer like just all day ensuring that I'm cranking out the work that I deem necessary. And like I said, I'm not even like enjoying the country, right? I'm not even enjoying the fact that I could travel remotely with a family. Like usually if you watch that's like on YouTube, it's like, oh, they're single and they're enjoying life, or they're a couple and they're just like all over Southeast Asia. And for me, it's just that's something I wanted to give my kids, and I feel like I have such a high bar, things that I set so far ahead. I'm just still like, I'm not there yet, and I'm not looking at what's in front of me, or just enjoying the fact that, you know, right now, this moment is amazing. I don't have to put in 12 hours of like, you know, building something. You know, I could put in 6 hours or whatever it is, or even less, you know, just take the day off. Like there's so much freedom in it. And yeah, I want to definitely enjoy the journey, or balance it out at least, and not just like stay here
in your head, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? You talked about it, you know, it's connecting with yourself and your body and your mind as you explore these new experiences. Right? We can't just check out and just walk through these things like zombies. We have to be present in that moment. So big ups, man. Really appreciate that download, dude. I like how you put on the glasses. You're like, hold on, let me get intellectual real quick. Appreciate you, brother. Sergio, ¿qué pasó?
Yeah, I think the download today is very appropriate. We are just finishing Circle 1, and it was about your hero's journey and your story. And this month, I embraced a lot of change. I mean, with my job, my corporate job, to get along with you again, I turned 26. I started reconnecting with my story, and I'm now seeing that all my life has been this crazy journey, escaping from dictatorship in Venezuela, moving to Colombia, then moving to Argentina, then switching from jobs and discovering what I'm good at, and now being in this community. So I remember Patricia was like watching the videos of a year ago when the system was just starting, and I was this little shy like Latino guy, and I didn't speak too much, and I was very cynical as well with this whole community, blah blah. And now things are very different, and I don't know. I mean, this whole month for me was about change, and being grateful. And I don't know, I think it's just a full circle experience, like what I'm living right now, and it's all thanks to you. So I really love this download that you invocated today. I wanted to share that.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, man, and I've shared with you personally the growth that I've seen in you and the journey. It's exciting, man. I'm grateful to have you with us. Fellow traveler, Arsenije. Hello, fellow traveler.
Yeah, I wanted to share one story that Papa reminded me when he asked, do we feel guilty when we are not productive? And also what Sergio said, I feel like this month was for me like really slowing down in order to go again up. And at the beginning of this month, I was traveling, and usually when I travel, I mean, I run, and usually when I travel, that's when I use the application to track where I'm going. I don't usually do that. And as I was this month doing that, I was tracking it 2 times. First time, because usually when I track things, I start to run much faster. And first time I was running really, really fast and get tired really quickly. And the second time I was just running on my regular speed. And then when I look at the time difference, it was 2 seconds. And the first one, I felt completely exhausted, and during the whole day, my legs were hurt. And for the second time, I felt really good during the day. So yeah, just wanted to share that. And I'm also thinking about that. And I feel like that currently I'm under the deadline, and today I have a call with a client and the feature creep starting to pop in. But I feel like, and this is the client that I'm working with for 5 years, and 5 years ago in this situation, I will probably have panic attack. But this time I was like, fine, you know, and just, so yeah, just a reminder to, if you're going slow is going fast.
Dope, man. I dig that. You know, I'll share a little bit. In my life, over the last 15, maybe 18 years, I have decidedly taken a path of self-discovery in terms of developing my skill set and determining what my career should be, and, you know, taking the risk of going out there on my own. And failure is completely an option on the table, and it's happened quite a few times. And I've always done so with a vision in mind, you know, like I've always had like a clear vision. I can really see things. Like my imagination is crazy. I lucid dream constantly. And I always have this vision, and I've always been pushing to this vision. And in my experiences, what I've learned is what I thought I would be going through these journeys to try to accomplish certain things, like, oh, I'm going to go to this job to get this gig so that I can save up this money. Then I'm going to go do this other job, and then I'm going to save up money, and I'm going to launch this thing, and then I'll have my own thing. Like I've sort of been Jack Sparrowing my way through my career. And I used to think that it was like intentional. I was like, oh yeah, this happened because I manifested it. But really what was happening was I was manifesting the experiences that were going to give me the knowledge down the line. It was never about the skill or the project or the client. The value was something that I was going to discover at a much later date. And so here I am, you know, 39 years old. And the last year and a half has been one of the most challenging for me in terms of direction. Because up until this point in my life, I always had clear direction. I always had a very clear vision. I could imagine it. I was like, okay, this is what this is going to look like. That's what that's going to look like. I'm going to have these things, right? This is what my partner will look like. I very concrete and like mapped it. This time around, going through this journey where I'm trying to discover where we're going to land with the work that I'm doing with you guys. So on a professional level, on a personal level, where am I going to land? And I'm realizing that all of these prior experiences, it was never about those skills, right? It was about this experience. It was about this understanding of myself and who I was and what was most important to me, and what steps I needed to take for me to be the best Keone that I could be. Because it was never about, you know, the end point. The end point is always going to shift and evolve. It's going to change. but how am I growing to be a better me so that I can make the right decisions and have the skill sets to decide where I want to go. And it was a really weird shift that I've been going through over the last year. And that's what I pulled from this quote. You know, it's like this self-introspection, you know, like this look within, and to see your growth and how you allow for yourself to go through these experiences, you know, travel the world. And what does that mean for you as a human? That's what's really exciting to me about this quote. And I'm Keone Chong, and I'm complete. So, guys, thank you so much for that lovely drop in. We're gonna shift gears a little bit, and we're gonna dive into marketing automation. And Jose and I, we're gonna talk a little bit about some of the fundamentals in that space, and we're going to talk a little bit about the work that we're doing internally and how we're applying, you know, how we're applying marketing automation. So let's talk a little bit about this, Jose, and let's dive in.
Well, two things. One, I'm gonna cede my seat to Tino to talk more, or to Shaquille, or to whoever in the, Shaquille's probably busy, but whoever has experience doing projects, Bobby. But I'll be brief. I mean, for this week, from Monday when we did the Clubhouse, which was really amazing. Thank you for being part of that. Shared, and there was a lot of conversation about authenticity. So the idea that where we are right now is simply we need to scale sales for the Accelerator, for Core, and for the upcoming Fire Kit. We've partnered with Chris Stoffer. The agency is called Stoffer, so if you Google it, stoffer.com. He is a longtime friend and a former development partner for the group, my agency back in the day. Barrett is the person who set up that partnership. They are giving us, $20,000 worth of services in terms of setting up our marketing automation. So in exchange, we are helping create some content, and we're also helping them with their repositioning from a development shop to a full service agency, which is what they're trying to make the jump to. And he's an amazing brother. We've known each other for a long time. He gave us the homework to have 3 things: customer profiles, user stories, and which we're going to share with you. And Keone, you can walk people through them. And then we did them together. We did them on a call last week. And the third assignment is, what is our current tech stack? So we have MailChimp, we have Instagram, we have the Facebook group, we have the landing page for, which we should show actually, Keone, if you go to jointheaccelerator.com at some point. We need to really make a lot of snaps for Roxana Kruger, who just killed it, and also for Mauro, who designed it. The community came together and did an amazing job. So now we need to buy ads and also do an email campaign that go to that. So giving Christopher our tech stack and having him integrate it all in HubSpot so that we can see the end-to-end process of how a campaign, or how an advertising campaign works, is what we're going to do next. It might be early. We might, in the short term for July, simply just buy ads and send out a few email blasts. And I think the other thing, and I don't know, Keone, Outsera, the integration platform which is an example of membership automation that you're using for the Accelerator, if it has an affiliate program, and Core also has an affiliate program, I would like to have July be a community-based kind of outreach to where we grow. The other things that I included here in the slides is our work session that we did yesterday for social media, where Pape came up with a real brilliant idea for your wallet. Is on there. Yeah, so this is really interesting. We did a session yesterday where we were trying to create the narrative arc for our social for the summer, social media strategy, and the arc of going from the call to the rest to the kind of like where the aha moment all the way to the resolution. Pape came up with this idea of almost like a takeover where we're going to feature different members of our community, us. Keone's in there for the third or for the fourth week. In addition to some other kind of posts. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be a lot of fun. But that was really from collaboration. We only had like the goal of defining what we're going to do with a narrative arc, which is something that we've used in the past. We used this for EO, the same kind of setup. Everybody brought in like what they wanted to get out of it. And at the end, it was really to kind of have a strategy to know what we were going to do. So yeah, that's kind of like the general overview of talking about marketing automation. What I would love other people to drop in, especially about the process yesterday, what your thoughts are, Keone, and Tino, what your experience is with marketing automation. We still have to figure out how to make it authentic, right? We still have to figure out how to make it speak to our audience. So the last thing I will say is the way that I do it is that I really anchor the board that we set up for the session yesterday has our brand attributes. It has our culturescapes, which are like mood boards. It had our customer profiles and our user stories. And I really look at what the needs are of the user and make that into the value proposition. And I will write and think conceptually from that point of view. The fact that the campaign came out as basically the process that we use in these calls, a drop in and I'm Pape and here's my share and here's what I'm working on and here's my philosophy, is a reflection directly of the system. Because like the background behind me says, we are the system. There is no like Keone Chong, Jose Caballer, Mary Gribbin, it's all of us, right? Like I'm learning as much from this experience and I'm growing as a person, as a leader, as a brother, as a lover, as a human, as I am from, as anybody else who's participating. So for me, I think the mechanics of how we're doing what we're doing in a decentralized way, in an inclusive way, in a human way, it's so powerful and so joyful. And the fact that now our Instagram is going to run that way for the first X amount of time is a testament to really this experiment. Because this experiment is possible because of Keone's willingness to take the risk, because of Tino's willingness to connect, because Patricia's willingness to show up consistently, because of Sergio's, willingness to just share, his freaking brilliant brain, because of Adriana being willing to share her beauty and the psychotropic, backgrounds. Amit, showing up, Arsenio J building his own community in his country, and Bjorn, going through the journey, of submission to the universe, and to growth. Bobby Robinson and the transition that you're going through, it's pretty powerful. And sharing with the community, sharing with Pape about digital, sharing, your life. Cassie, being here, Katarina, Eward and his crazy journey of amazing freedom. That's a journey, that requires discipline, that requires a lot of power. And then ultimately Hania, you know, uh, going through and being in a community where she might, you know, she's a scientist, you know, so she's here. That bravery, that courage to take this journey from every single one of us is, you know, what makes us powerful. And then the last thing I'll say is now the next steps are how do we grow? How do we grow the community? How do we grow? Yeah. I left marketing automation, sorry, Keone. I went into community automation.
Yeah. All good.
So I'm
all
done.
good.
I'm Jose
all
Gavin,
things
and
to
I'm
hear. All things, you know, still super, super important and super, super valuable. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about marketing automation and the basic process here. So, marketing automation is your conversation with your audience and how you can manage and develop those relationships without having to do each one at a single time, right? It allows for you to scale the way that you can build your community, the way that you can build your audience, and the way that people can find out about you. You've got the 4 basic processes, which are attract, convert, close, and then report. Attract, of course, is your lead magnets. These are your content. These are the conversations that you have. These are your business cards. These are your websites. It's that YouTube content or that TikTok that you just posted. What do? They attract, they signal your value, and what they represent should be something that promotes you in one way or another. Hey, what's up? I'm Keone, and now I'm hosting, and here we are at Design Therapy. Then you have conversion. Conversion is where the engagement starts. It's about the landing pages, the call to action, the forums, and the content management. It's the, hey, we've got this great thing for you. If you'd leave your email address, I'd love to be able to give it to you for free, right? It's the, we'd love for you to apply. Go ahead and fill out a form and check in with us, and we'll follow up with you, right? It's all of those things. Sometimes it can be something as simple as a follow-up. Hey, I know that you reached out to us. We're probably not ready for you right now, but maybe there's something that I can provide value to in a couple months. Can I check in with you then? Great, right? That's the conversion. Then you have the close. And the close is all about looking at what content they looked at to close. Well, actually, that's reporting, but the close is where the actual sale happens, the transaction happens. So it may be joining the Accelerator program. It might be purchasing a kit like Core. You know, closing is very different, and it depends on different business models. For many folks, the close might be, I just want for you to follow me in all of my social medias. And that way I can build advertising revenue because I'm building my audience member, because you are now listening or watching or checking in or liking or sharing, commenting on any of my social, right? These are all examples of a close, and it usually feels sort of transactional. Lastly, you have the report and the analytics. This is the data. You know, and we talk about designing with data. This is really where that happens. This is where you look at your content and you can say, okay, great. We were killing it up until 3 minutes into the video, and then everybody left. What was it? Let me look at what we were holding down for these 3 minutes. What caused it to shift? I started talking about my pet praying mantis. Oh, well, I guess no one cares about your pet praying mantis. Great. Update the content, design with the data, use the insights, and validate, right? So this is the general process. But what I'd like to do is, we have a couple folks here that have a little bit of experience with that. You've got Tino and you've got Sergio. So I'm going to weave you in a second, guys, because I'm going to dive into a little bit of what Jose was going on before he got a little bit shifted into community automation. What we have here is our 4 customer profiles. And as you can see, in terms of the information, the demographic, they're all a little bit different, but we have tied all of these profiles into one overarching theory, one narrative theory, and that is they're starting a journey, they're in the middle of the journey, they're doing a late career pivot, and then the sunset restart. So these are creative professionals that are looking to develop their creative skills, both personally and professionally. I personally believe that what you do personally reflects you professionally, and what you do professionally reflects who you are personally. But it's about creative development. It's about giving leadership skills. It's about giving the understanding. And so when we look at our story, we can see how everybody, they might be different phases in their life, but they still have some of the basic concerns and needs, right? And then we have the solutions, and the solutions is how we can provide value to each of these customers throughout the process. Now, what does this have to do with marketing automation? I always suggest that marketing automation starts with a profile. It starts with the way that you can craft your content, and you can track your technical feature set, and you can plan out your content in a way where you can measure it in a consistent way. It's the baseline, right? After we receive data back, going back to this last part here, designing with data, it's reporting, it's the analytics, it's the attribution, it's the dashboard, understanding what's happening to the community. After we launch our first automation process, we're going to be looking at the data, and what are we going to do? We're going to be validating these customers right here, and we're going to be checking, maybe we need to tweak the way that the process happens, maybe we need to use a different system. We're looking at HubSpot, maybe we need to leave HubSpot altogether, who knows? But the point is, we're always looking at that data, and we're validating against data. We're never just making wild guesses. And we need to do that because creative is expensive, guys, particularly when it comes to making content. So you want to have a very clear understanding of what kind of content you need to create. Coming up next is we have our user stories. And this is sort of how we planned the way that the technology that we're using is going to function. So we're using a basic marketing funnel: discover, engage, act, return, recommend, and advocate, right? Where do they discover us, and how do they discover us? That gives us insight into content and technology. Platform. Is it YouTube? Is it Instagram? What kind of content is it? Is it a wild and crazy, wacky highlight video? Or is it something that's a little bit more conscious, and as an individual talking for a couple minutes, right? Is it a solution to a tactical problem that creatives are having or enterprise level clients are having? We craft that and start to build that understanding here. And so as we walk through each stage of this process with each of our profiles, we fulfill what we believe will happen, how it happens, through what technology it happens, what platforms that it happens, so that we can craft this overall network of the way that the technology works and the way that the content functions and should nudge our customers along the line. What we have here is just content planning, and Jose talked a little bit about that. We have this overall narrative arc that we really want to represent. So if we're focusing on growth, what is the content pieces look like for growth, but also take into account some of the needs of our community, right? How do we showcase each of the creatives in this community, as opposed to doing the guru model where I'm like, I'm in a garage, look at all these books I have, look at my Lambo, right? We're not Tai Lopez, and we never want to be Tai Lopez. We don't want to play the guru model. Yeah, I love talking on camera, but it's not about me, it's about you, it's about the community. So these kinds of principles we take into consideration when crafting the content. And we did this collectively. This was a community-wide experience where we invited folks who said, hey, what would you like to see? What kind of content is powerful? What is important for you, right? So we take all of these considerations to craft the content, and that's how we landed with this. So I know that we're running low on time, but I want to take about 5 minutes to address or give the community space for you guys to talk, and then we'll move into our upload for the day. Tino, I know you had raised your hand earlier.
Yeah, Keone. So I just wanted to chime in really quickly, and I put it in the chat, but I wanted to just say it here to everyone in the group that I think what Jose mentioned is very true. What most companies get wrong, I believe, about marketing automation is what I believe we're doing right here, and that's what you mentioned, starting off with the user profiles, and that's basically starting off with authenticity and starting off with getting to the root of the problem. When we're, as designers, we always want to start with the problem. We're problem solvers, so we want to find out who we're designing for or who we're targeting. So we want to really get to the heart of the issue. And so this is great, because from here we get to move forward and really get to know, once we get to the end of the funnel or the typical funnel, once they become our advocate, how do we continue to engage them? And by engaging them, it's not your typical follow-up emails or how we typically get bugged, in the marketing funnel. We talked in the clubhouse how we know when we're being targeted. We know when we're being, when a bot is following us. I just sent Cassie and Emily a message this morning from the group, how we were talking about something yesterday in the Accelerator, and this morning I got targeted by an ad by what we were talking about, and I'm like, check this out. That's it's inauthentic. It's almost like, man, that sucks. Like, check this out. So we don't want that. We want something that feels genuine, authentic, personal to us. So that's what we want to do. That's who we want to be. And the way that the system is doing it for the Accelerator and for all the products that we're releasing, that's what we want to do. So that's just my piece. And I'm sure Sergio and others might have something else on that.
Yeah.
I am Tino, and I'm complete.
Thank you for those thoughts, Tino. Yeah, we're really concerned, clearly, and if you guys can't tell by now, our number one priority is the community. I'm not making money right now. We're hustling to make this thing work, but we're really focused around how we can keep the community together and how we can provide additional value. The Accelerator program, this was an idea that came from the community. Did I want to move into that space? Yes. Did I have ideas that would probably be a viable solution? Yes. But I didn't bring that bias with me when I asked you guys what you guys wanted to do. I simply facilitated the session and allowed for you guys to develop your own solutions organically. And that's how the Accelerator program came about. So yeah, man. It's about focusing on the human first. Alrighty, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to dive into the upload, and we're going to just change the vibes a little bit. We've had a long week. There's a lot of crazy energy in the air. We've got the summer solstice that just kicked off. If you're in America, you've got the 4th of July, and a lot of places across the world, particularly in California. We have a lot of things opening up, and the energy is kind of crazy right now. It's wild, and so I want you guys to take care of yourselves and manage your energy and your time. And let's dive into the upload. So, what was one valuable thing that you guys got from today's broadcast? I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I can jump in real quick.
Yeah.
It's like an overarching theme of this whole week of marketing automation, and I think that the most valuable thing that I got out of it was seeing proof that you can do marketing automation in a human way and not like hello first name, as I wrote in the chat like a couple of minutes ago. That was very valuable because I'm pretty biased when it comes to marketing automation. And I know it's something super important for businesses, and it makes money and it works, and it's a good business practice. But it always seemed to me like very detached from your users and from the people that in theory matter to you. So seeing how you can do it, like keeping it real and keeping it honest and authentic, was really valuable for me.
anybody like to drop to the upload?
Hey, Keone Shaquille's got his hand up.
Yo,
Shaquille, what's happening?
what's
Hey
happening?
guys, how's it going? I know I haven't spoken for a while. There's a lot of stuff been going on. I think what I was really inspired by today is hearing that, the marketing efforts you're thinking about are in direct alignment with sort of the company or the community culture. Like it's 100% parity, which like just doesn't happen, right? Like in big corporate, it's like, oh, we're trying to project that we're this certain way, but you lift the curtain up and it's like a flaming hot mess inside. So I think that congruency is really really cool to see. And I'll just throw out like one idea. So I've been trying to do this like concept in a bunch of different projects, and like somehow it keeps getting killed. Like kind of got executed one way, but what I'd love to see is like sort of a trailer, like a video trailer, or even like a 30-second Instagram clip or ad or whatever you want to call it, that it's just like everyone in the community, right? Maybe we get like 30, 50, 100 people just recording themselves saying, we are the system. And then we can splice those together in between. Like just the vision I have for this is going to be so cool, right? So it's like, all right, Pat's like, we, Tino's like, we, Sergio's like, we, and then it's like R, the system, and then do some like cool like VFX on that. Like such a simple concept that I've tried to like literally apply this to like 5 or 6 projects over the past year, and it just never comes through. So perhaps that's a suggestion.
Yo, I love that idea. You know what the first thing that comes to mind is like, how could I chop it and make a beat out of "We Are the System" with everyone's voice?
Yes.
Yo.
Actually, there is a trend on TikTok. I've been following TikTok because I don't want to miss out of that, and there's a lot of
Papa, you're
engagement.
following TikTok challenges?
Dude, whatever brings engagement, and if I can figure it out, I'm in. And also this new generation, like those generations that are using TikTok, they're amazing. Like they are amazing. I get inspired by them. So no shame. But I was going to say that it does like this break on beats, and there is this song that is awesome. Actually, it's an awesome song, and we can do it with that beat, like ta 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 ta, and it gives this really nice feeling. I just wanted to share that. But I love the idea, Shaquille. I vote on that. Put a pin on that.
I love that idea. Yo,
If you guys need an editor, I can jump in. Worst case.
So
let's put it up for a vote.
I love that idea. We don't even have to vote. It's gonna happen, bro. We're making it happen. It's done. This is an executive decision. I am ratifying this for the council of the system.
Love it.
Love it. Awesome.
I'm just gonna drop a link to this like inspiration video. It's like a similar concept, so you can see it.
Anybody else want to give an upload?
Anybody else like to upload? One valuable thing that you got from today's broadcast.
I'll check the chat here if there's it. Oh, so we have Hania here in the chat. Keone, you want me to read that off for you?
Yeah, go for it.
So yeah, we have Hania. Hania, how are you? We have she's saying, I am learning from you because there is a need to bring design to science. Science can benefit more from design than design from science. We, the scientists, need to improve our communication. It is our responsibility to offer and educate with the right information the society. So definitely, there's definitely a need to bring design into science. So thank you, Hania, for sharing that.
Absolutely. Would anybody else
Let's see
like
if
to
there's
drop in?
anything else.
Yeah. If not, we can move and we can talk a little bit about the Accelerator program. So yeah, let's just dive into that. And so what we're going to do, we're going to change this up a little bit. So we're going to flip the upload, and we're going to talk a little bit about Sergio's and Tino's experience after going through, the first cohort. in the first circle and in the Accelerator program. So, guys, tell us a little bit. It's been a couple minutes, not too long, but what that experience was like for you guys, what your upload is now that we've completed the first circle.
I can go first if you want to know.
Go for it.
For me, I think at the beginning, I underestimated the experience because I thought like, okay, I know my story and I know we're going to do like this whole hero's journey stuff and all of that. So, okay, let's see. But it was the opposite. I think it was very transformational because I was missing things of my own story, and it was until I shared with teams and with other members of the circle that I figured out like a lot of things that I didn't know about myself. And that doesn't sound very practical, but I started like to articulate my story as I was building it in the circle in front of potential clients and all of that. I had a webinar like 2 weeks ago, and I was practicing like telling my story in public and all of that. And the way you come across to other people is completely different. So for me, although we were working on some personal and foundational stuff like my story, I got really practical applications. And I mean, it doesn't get more practical than having like 8 client meetings from one webinar, like the first time you do it. And that was because I was able to explain what I do in a compelling way. That's it. It was no like a sales speech and all of that. Just, hey, this is me. This is how I learned to do this. And this is the kind of people that I want to work with. And the articulation, because those ideas were already in my mind, but the articulation process came through this exercise. Now, with what we see yesterday with the one sheet, it's like a condensed way of doing that. I think I'm going to have a lot of fun. I'm actually like planning how to apply this hero's journey to clients, to dating girls, to, I don't know, whatever comes up. Family reunions and all of that.
It's all a journey, brother, and you're the protagonist.
Yeah. So,
hero protagonist.
I totally underestimated the experience, and I think it's super transformational. I'm really glad to be in the circles in the Accelerator program.
Oh man, it's humbling to hear that, brother, and I'm excited for your journey, man. Thank you for joining us. Tina, yo, what's up?
Yeah, so for me it was really interesting because I came into the Accelerator kind of having practiced core, known about core for a long time, and so I wasn't too sure how things were going to go, but I had been out of the game for a while. I got sick for a long time. I came back to work for a job, and I wanted to just refresh my skills in general. So I came back with a new mindset, and I came back to a bunch of fresh minds and a really cool group of people. And what was really cool, what I really learned in the Accelerator, I got a chance to write my hero's journey for the first time and to tell my story for the first time. And it was really a really awesome experience because I got to, without really knowing how it came about, I got to model it. So I got to be, a model for the community, and we were able to experience it all together. So, I got to have, be myself, the person that told my story, and the community was able to actively listen and give me feedback. And I thought that was just really, really amazing experience. And so what it was, I wrote my story as my assignment, as I think it was my first or second assignment. I wrote it on my own. And then I thought I had my story down pat. I thought it was all good. I came back to the group, told them my story. They did their listening, and they came back to me with their thoughts about it and their feedback. And I was supposed to write my purpose statement from my story and from my journey. And had I written my purpose statement and from my own story and my own thoughts in my mind, it would have been probably, halfway, maybe not even halfway as good or as tight as I feel like it came out as with the community's help, with, Pape, Sergio, Adri, everybody that was there. I mean, I can't mention everybody because it was literally the whole Accelerator cohort that was there, those weeks that was helping, giving feedback. Arsen, Tom, I'm not sure if he's here today, but there's all these people that were on board. Paul, everybody. So it was really cool to see a fresh new group of people that will hopefully join us for these design therapies and core office hours. And like I said, part of my purpose, which came out in my purpose statement, is to be a stone that can cause a ripple effect and get more people into working on their passion. And it's hard for me because right now I feel like I'm not doing what my passion is, but I'm working on it, and it's part of the journey. And so that's where I'm going. I'm Tino and I'm complete.
Yeah, brother. Thank you so much.
And we have Keone on tape freestyling, so that's worth it as well.
I forgot about that.
Yes, sir.
Maybe I should make a rap album just for the system.
Well, that's the next session because we got core coming up, and we're gonna freestyle our brand attributes.
Absolutely. We're gonna go gangbang on capitalism. Let's roll up on them real quick. Oh gosh, Tino, thank you so much for that. This was a really special experience, and I'm really glad to have been able to facilitate it for those of you guys. And if you guys are interested, you guys can email me. You can email me at and let's stop this share and let's get the right share going. And here we go. So let's talk a little bit about the Accelerator and what you can expect in the Accelerator. So pricing is $125 a month, and what we have in it, we have both active and passive support for the community. So passive would be things like our broadcast that we already have and video archives, the vault. So this would be like real documents, real worksheets, case studies, resources. And if there's something that you don't see in there, you can simply put in a request and we could probably source that for you. We also have things like frameworks that we're starting to put in there. So exercises that we've done, design sprints, and examples of design sprints that we've done, and in different spaces as well. We think that, I believe that there are three general spaces around creative that they're in. There's design, there's development and tech, and then there's like the marketing and advertising component of it. So most of the case studies and frameworks that we'll be putting in here are going to be in that space. And then of course there's play, right? The biggest thing is we're this incredible global community. So how can we continue to maintain our friendships? How can we build new experiences together? How can we learn together and have fun together? And we have a lot of these things planned. We have the book club, we have meditation and yoga going on, journaling and sketching, movie night, anime night, music. We're going to have a graduation party that we're going to have for our first cohort, that everyone will be invited to hang out, and we'll be playing music and sipping on drinks. We're going to have a grand old time, maybe a little bit of herbal refreshment, who knows. But yeah, so for those of you guys, if you guys are interested, definitely check us out. The first circle is about developing your story and really understanding that. And this is, what your first quest looks like. So if you're interested, you can DM me or you can email me, Keone@thesystem.co. and I'd love to meet you and walk alongside you on your journey. So, as we bring today's session to an end, I want to remind you guys that we do have a Facebook group, and it's the Core Brand Strategy Foundations. Check us out. It's free, and we'd love to have you in there. And then check us out on Instagram at We Are the System, at Keone Chong, Mary Gribbin, at Jose, and we're big on the hashtags Core is Magic and We Are the System. If you're looking for more information around brand strategy and how we have used brand strategy from everything from $1 million brands to, local regional startups or mom and pop shops, check out coreismagic.com. As always, we invite you to like and subscribe and comment any questions, ideas, thoughts, or maybe you just don't like how I select the music and the jams. Who knows? We'd love to hear from you. And here we are, guys. Music and no cookies. So, how's everyone doing today? How was that sesh? Chill?
Chill.
It was smooth. Yeah.
Super dope.
Crazy, frantic energy that's been in the air.
Missed your voice.
Yeah, right? It feels good being on the mic and kind of weaving everyone back into this, getting back into the flow.
Grapes, anyone?
Oh, yeah, let me grab one of those. Thank you, player.
Yeah.
Oh, seedless, tasty.
Invisible cookies. Invisible internet cookies.
Needs the seeds, man. It needs to have the seeds in it.
Oh, man.
What a way to end the Friday. I think I'm going to sit back and watch a couple of Loki episodes.
Yeah, I'm excited for the latest Loki.
Yeah, need to
And
catch up on that.
what dropped last night, and I had to fight myself when I finally got home at like 1:30. I'm like, Keone, you are not watching Hathaway, the new Gundam series. It just dropped on Netflix. And I'm like literally, I
Gonna
went to
check it out.
sleep. And like I woke up and I was like, you know what? I can watch one episode. I was like, no, Keone, get your ass back to bed.
Did you finish the Iron Blood Orphans yet?
Oh, bro.
It's
Yo,
ridiculous, right?
that hurt my heart, bro.
Right here.
Yo, Orga?
Yeah.
Yo, man, I felt it happening. Like as soon as like when he was walking out that door, and I was like, "Don't walk out that door, Orga! Don't walk out that door!"
Yeah, man. That one took me for a ride, man. I didn't expect it.
Oh, dude, if you guys are in for, and it is a more male-generated show. So I'll be very clear about that. But what's really interesting is the characters in this show that are the warriors, they're children. And this is a show about friendship. It's like, what does it take for a man to respect another man? Maybe they're not even a man. Maybe they're just children. Maybe they're just kids, but they're just like trying to figure out, and this is war. This is life and death. And so what are your values and how do they represent each other? What does it mean for you as an individual when your best friend might die? Right? Or maybe, one of your closest friends has a different sexual orientation with you. And how do you accept that when you evoke all of the stereotypes of heterosexual men, right? Like it is such an incredible storytelling tale. And I'll leave this. The thing that is really remarkable about it is it shows ambition and how ambition can be poisonous if it's not aligned with your purpose and your vision and your community, right? Sometimes, and I've experienced this, and that's why I think the show struck me so hard, because I've been the dude with 30 some odd employees, crazy ambition, and getting assassinated, and you're just like, oh, what about my people, right? what about my community? What about these people that I'd worked so hard and I developed these skill sets and we have these friendships and I have to walk away from this organization? What? Crazy series. I'm not gonna talk about it anymore. Y'all gonna have to dive into it. But woo,
I'm gonna watch it now.
woo, it's a heater. It's a heater. And let me just say that is probably my favorite. The what is it? It's not the Gundam RX-08. It's the Gundam like Lupus Rex, was it? Something like that.
Yeah.
Yo, this boy is bad, and he's like, I don't need a gun, son. I got these right now. You gonna catch a couple of these, and then we gonna have a party at you know, on top of your dead frame, man. Like it's crazy, wild. But yeah, I'm not gonna talk anymore about it. Woo.
We definitely need those anime sessions on the Discord channel when it's up.
Oh yeah, ooh,
Going to be fire.
because I got some heat for y'all. Have y'all heard about Blue Gender? That's an old school one. Blue Gender. Woo. Y'all ain't ready for Blue
heard about
Gender.
it, but I haven't seen it. I'm watching right now 86. It's about mecha with war, with I don't know. It has a lot of complex topics like racism. It's super packed. And
86. I'm gonna have to check out that one.
It's ongoing, so you have to wait like 1 week per episode. So that's
man.
good.
Yeah, man. I'm a super mecha fan. Like all the mecha, any and all of the mecha. I love it. Just give it to me in droves. Give me
Check Code Geass.
Oh,
It's
I've read
about
it. Oh, I know about
it's
Code
about
Geass.
that narrative about the second vision and revenge and the honor, because it's about Japanese people like losing their identity because Great Britain like conquers the country and all of that. It's crazy.
Yeah, you know that, and I have to say that's one of the things that I was always fascinated about anime was they never, you know, like yes, you can find anime with like really simple stories, right? But the best ones are so complex. You know, like the complexity of Akira and spirituality. It took me maybe 3 or 4 times to watch that to understand what was happening, and then when I realized what was happening, it was like, boosh. I was like, what is going on? My favorite series of all time, Ghost in the Shell. Like, if you
Super
really,
sick.
the first movie, just understanding the political structure and the way that she was being utilized and how she broke out of the system is like just that little narrative, not even about her fighting and fucking up all these dudes, like, and just being a general badass, but just the political statements that she's rough. Oh my gosh, like
I think my favorite is Neon Genesis Evangelion. That's
Oh,
like
man.
my OG gem of anime.
Yeah, man, that's like it hits the heart, man. Have you read any of the interviews behind the writer?
Yeah, actually, the mental state he wrote like the whole series was like a deep state of depression. So
Yes, exactly, man. Which is really powerful. Like, you know, I have a friend of mine who's a fine artist. He's been an artist for 30 some odd years, based locally in Los Angeles. And he would always have the funniest comments to me. You know, like we would go out on a night on the town, you know, and I would see him talking to like a little lady. I'm like, so what's up with you and the lady? He's like, oh, it's good. She's gonna break my heart, and I'm gonna have a lot of great art out of this. What? I was like, bro, what are you talking about? He goes, oh yeah, man. You know, like pain and depression and heartbreak. He's like, that's when I make my greatest art. So I would look at him. I'm like, so you're looking to get your heart broken? He goes, I'm just looking to make great art, man. Okay. Godspeed, brother.
gotta jump off. It was nice to chat a bit about anime with you, and the whole week was amazing with the broadcast. So looking forward to next week. See you and peace.
Yeah,
Have a nice
guys.
weekend.
Take care,
Can I-
Sergio.
Have a good weekend, Sergio.
Yeah.
Yo,
Floor is
Keone-
open.
Hello?
Yo.
Keone?
Yo, what up?
I don't know whether it's, you guys can hear me okay?
Yeah, you coming through, brother.
I don't know if it's sort of like breaking the rules or not, but I don't know. So what it is, if you go to Core's Magic, right, and you go for the core, program or any product on the future, they're 20% off everything. I'm sorry that I'm plugging that in, but I don't know if people are aware of that. It's only up to like, I think the 6th or something. So you have this weekend and stuff like that, and it's only one of 2 times that the future puts stuff on sale. So just wanted to bring that to people's attention because, core is magic. So
Yep.
that's it.
Yeah, if you guys haven't gotten the kit yet, I know most of us have, but it is on discount right now. And thank you for that reminder, Raphael. I totally forgot to mention that.
Also, Freedom 20 is the code. The word Freedom 20. One word.
Freedom 20. Boom. Alrighty, y'all. Well, I'm going to shut this down. But it has been splendid spending my afternoon with you guys on a Friday after a crazy week, wild energy, door handles breaking, all kinds of wildness. But we still here and we still rocking, and we staying true to ourselves and true to our word and true to the world. So, as always, guys, you guys are powerful, you guys are creative, you guys can build anything you put your minds to. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Bye, everyone.
Adios.
Peace.